Morning all, welcome back to the channel. Andy VFR here. How are we all doing? As you can see, I'm out on Kramer again. Just a short ride today because it's got to go back to Cradley Kawasaki where I brought it from. It's a little problem that manifested itself on my last two little ride outs, which I'm not going to post on YouTube because they're not very interesting. You'd probably say that most of my bloody YouTube clips aren't very interesting anyway. However, but yeah, no, it was certainly the last two little rides I've been on. Got back whenever I've got back home. And noticed that putting it into neutral, the neutral light would come on, it would start to flicker and then go off, and then the engine would, and then the engine would cut out. Put the clutch in, engine will start. Put the side stand down, clutch in, engine won't start. So I'm thinking, it did eventually start, but then the neutral light starts to flicker. So I'm not big mechanically minded, but I can do the basics and what have you. Anyway, so after the second time it happened, I thought I'd give Cradley Kawasaki a quick buzz, and I said, yeah, bring it in, we'll have a look at it. I suspect it's probably the side stand switch is faulty. It is very intermittent, I have to say. So it'll be interesting to see if I actually find anything. The good thing about taking it now is that the fact that it's still under warranty. It's still got a bit of warranty left, so I might as well make full use of that while I've got it. So we'll see. The chances are they probably won't find anything unless it comes up as an error if they plug it into their diagnostics. So yeah, because it is quite intermittent. Hey ho, we'll have a little go. However, what they have said is that they're going to give me a loan bike for the time they've got Kramer. So it'll be interesting to see what they give me. My experience of loan bikes in the past have always been, all right, you know, nothing special. So I'm sort of managing my expectations slightly into wondering what they're going to give me as a loan bike. I don't think, as I say, it will be anything near as special as a Versys. Can't imagine it will be. So we'll wait and see, and if it is of any kind of half decent bike, then yeah, I'll obviously take it out for a little ride and give you my thoughts on it, whatever it is that they're going to give me. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they give me. If it's anything little ride out on, then I'll do that when I get back home and I've taken Maisie Moo for a walk, because it's going to be a nice day today at last. There's no rain in forecast. God knows that I think we've had enough. Interestingly enough, I was watching a bit on the weather, because that's the British favourite hobby, isn't it? Really, subject, moaning about the weather and finding out what the weather's going to do. I don't know of any other country that does that. No doubt somebody will put me right on that one and say, oh yes, there's loads of countries around the UK. What do you think, guys? Anyway, so yeah, they're putting this recent spell of bad weather down to the SSW. This is the latest thing that I've noticed on the, whenever you watch anything on the, about the weather. SSW. Initially I was going, what the flim flam's that all about? Anyway, I found out it's basically something to do with sudden stratospheric warming, and it's over the polar ice caps, and the one that obviously that affects us is obviously the North Pole, and it's to do with the polar vortex. Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds something from like one of the apocalyptic films, doesn't it? We've got a polar vortex. The world's going to come to an end. Anyway, so yeah, it's all to do with the sudden stratospheric warming of the polar vortex. Can't even blooming say it. Apparently it's to do with the wind direction and the stratosphere warming up and cooling down and what have you, and affects everything in the northern hemisphere, and the way the Gulf Stream moves around, and oh, it's all sorts of jargon. But anyway, I thought I'd just enlighten you on that one. But are you like me, fed up with the weather? Well, the weather we've had so far this year, this spring, it's been pretty shocking for all intents and purposes. Anyway, I think that hopefully, he says, the weather should start improving over the next few weeks. I'd like to think so, anyway. But my overall, going back to the bike, I mean, my overall impressions with it, having had it for best part of nearly 2 months. I got it at the beginning of, just at the end of February this year. I've been out on it now for a few bimbles, which you've seen one of them, which I posted on YouTube, which is my first ride on Kramer. I hope you enjoyed that. I think quite a few people have commented. Well, there's not been many comments on it, but I think I've had a few likes and what have you. And interestingly, one of the people that did get back in contact with me via the Facebook link that I put on the Versys owners Facebook page was the previous owner, which was nice. And he was saying that yeah, you know, he loved the bike. He'd had it, I think he said he had it from new, I can't remember now, but anyway, or he was the last owner. He was the last owner, and that he really liked the bike that much that he brought a brand new one, and he bought the SE. I think that's the SE, is the one with the self-adjusting suspension and what have you on it. So yeah, he's upgraded from this relatively basic model, being a 16 plate. This was probably one of the first of the facelift ones. So yeah, so that was nice. And he said him and his wife enjoyed getting out on it, and they've been various tours and what have you in the past. So, and obviously I hope to do that myself at some point, sooner rather than later. But yeah, so that was nice to hear from the previous owner. So you know, I was thinking the other day, what was my most favourite bike that I've ever owned in the 40 years of riding. And I suppose because of my name, I've always liked VFRs, and I've had various VFRs in various Gen 5s and Gen 6s, and my most recent one was a cross runner, second generation cross runner. But yeah, thinking back on the bikes that I've had in the past, and what I would say was probably my most outstanding favourite bike, and I'd have to say, not necessarily because of for any other reason than it was my first bike that I had when I got back into biking when I was 40. Yeah, I know, midlife crisis. And that was a Hornet 600, Honda Hornet 600, which had the small fairing on it. So I think they called it the 600F. Anyway, that was the one that really got me back into biking. I had a bike for a year and a bit before that, which was a big old 900 CB 900F, beautiful bike, and very much sort of reminded me of what it was like to ride a motorbike again. But it was a big heavy beast, and yeah, you know, it was an old lady, and it needed some bits and pieces doing to it. I had taken it off the road during the winter months, and stripped the engine down and did a few bits and pieces that needed doing on it, and then rebuilt it back up again. And yes, I mean, that was I suppose my first bike that got me back into biking. But the one that actually got me into it properly was, yeah, literally sort of like after about 18 months of owning this CB 900, I then brought this Honda Hornet 600F. And do you know what? That was almost like a revelation for me, that I hadn't, you know, that I'd been riding sort of like retro style bikes and what have you up until that point, and that was probably the first modernish bike, lightweight modern bike that I've owned. And I loved it. It was a beautiful bike. I did my first tour on it. I went to Wales, all on my own. I did a week's tour of Wales, and I tell you what, I click pause on that thought. I suppose the other thing that got me back into biking was, it was about the time when Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boorman did their first round the world trip, going the long way round. I initially read the book. I don't read books, but I initially read the book, and then obviously the television series came out. Anyway, by the by. But yeah, I suppose I'd still have to say that the Hornet, because it did so much to reinvigorate my interest and my love for motorbiking, would have to be my favourite bike. I've had better ones since, obviously, notwithstanding the one I'm riding at the moment, but so yeah, I think that's got to be my best bike. So what was yours, guys, out there? But comment below. Be interesting to see, and the reason why you thought that was the best bike you've ever owned. I don't do many nostalgia trips, but yeah, so yeah, put a comment below, guys, and let me know. It's just a matter of interest, and and obviously tell me why you think it was your best bike. Keep it quite simple. I don't want war and peace. Just keep it relatively simple. I'll be interested to know your thoughts on it. And obviously, if you want to generally comment on this ride or whatever. Anyway, I'm running a little bit late now. I want to be able to get it to the workshop for 9 o'clock. But anyway, I can't help the traffic. I've done as much filtering as I can. So yes, we're just coming up to Crazy Kawasaki now. So as I say, if you like this so far, it will probably be in 2 episodes. So if you liked episode 1 so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So at least if it does come in 2 episodes, you won't miss a second episode, will you? And obviously say subscribe and hit that old notification, so at least then you'll get a warning when it hits YouTube. So yes, so I'm going to sign off for now, and I will catch you in a bit. TTFN.